Now, Makari is, as you can see, is a new character to the game, and she is, of course, a speed type character. So, Kim, for those of you for those audiences out there that don't know who Makari is, why don't you go ahead and give us a little bit of a rundown?
What?
Well, like you mentioned,
What's going on
Makari is the
here?
speedster of the Eternals. She is devoted to protecting humankind from the deviants. She is has a lot of different powers, a lot of abilities that are frequent among the Eternals, including cosmic energy manipulation, extreme force generation, shockwave generation, and of course, superhuman speed. Makari is the fastest woman in the universe, so they say. Yes.
Interesting. So of course there's a lot to go on with this
Another
character.
speed
not
demon.
going to go fully into all the description, but one thing I'll just highlight, for example, for some of her passive skills, such as her tier 2 passive skill, the Sonic Dodge, it grants a guaranteed dodge rate of plus 30% and decreases damage received by 30%. That's just for her tier 2.
A little decreased
Enough of her
damage
passive skills.
received.
Let's go ahead and see some of her skills in the field. And something I want to highlight just before we start, especially the developers wanted me to emphasize this a lot more with this current update, is that a lot of certain stats are still currently in development and are still under a little bit of construction. So whatever we say may not be present in the final build. So just something to keep that in mind.
All right. Thanks for adding that, Cage.
Yep.
Nice.
We're going to go ahead and jump in and
Let's see what this girl's got. I like the color scheme she's got.
Quite an entrance. All right.
Really
Go ahead
nice.
and start off.
Love a good entrance.
That's right. Skill number 1, of course, do basic attack. Interesting, this basic attack, it actually creates a projectile, a little bit of a blast attack there. So you can see people in the back getting struck as well.
Okay.
If I get closer, it's about the same too. Interesting.
All right.
Sweet.
A little range on her
Skill
basic
1.
attack. No
Moving
big
on
deal
to
though.
Skill number 1, which is, I was talking about the basic attack earlier. This is skill number 1. That's nice. This is called the
Hey,
Psionic
Kamikaze,
Punch.
what's
So
up,
take a look
buddy?
at it one more time and see all the just the area of effect this works. Yeah. She comes in,
It's a nice one too,
Yep,
right there.
yep,
Yeah.
deals anybody
bit of
hit by the
stun,
first
okay.
initial attack will be given stun, but if you notice, the attack goes a lot further out, and anybody caught in range is hit by the blast. Have to restart it because every time she hits, everyone gets spread further out. So I'm going to go ahead and move on to skill number 2, which actually is a counter attack. This is how it looks just with the basic. I'm going to go ahead and actually have the enemy attack first.
Okay.
Okay, do that
What we got
counter.
here?
All right, here we go. This is the skill number 2,
Got
which is the
paralysis
limit
on
unlock.
that.
Again,
It's a little different.
yeah, she does a little bit of a sweep kick there. Turn off the AI for this one. Again, as I mentioned, this is a counter attack, which actually fractures opponents while leaving them incapacitated and paralyzed. Do this one more time.
Okay.
Nice. I'm going to move on to these guys over here for skill number 3. Let's take a look.
2 a.m. for you? Damn, man. It's
Ooh, nice.
7
This
a.m.
is
for
the
me.
Tectonic Shift. This grants damage immunity while also accumulating true damage dealt to enemies regardless of their defense. And dodge rate.
Ah, nice. She got
Earthquake
accumulation.
almost.
Mhm.
Nice. On her third.
Move on to skill number 4, which is a pretty neat little skill. I'm going to actually reset
What?
it. Yeah, a lot
Yeah,
we're
do
not,
that
I'm not
again.
going to do
What's
that.
going on
Let's do
here?
that
Better
again.
angle.
Whoa.
Just like
Yeah,
a little
bit of
zigzag.
motion there. Let's do it one more time. This is the Psionic Sprint. This is a swift stunning strike, which actually deals about 60% of your physical attack.
Nice. Yeah, that's really fast. I appreciate your showing it more than once.
She's
that's
too
where,
fast to
these
see on
skills are very,
TV.
especially being with the Eternals. All their skills are very visually, a lot more cinematic,
Excuse
and
me.
look a lot more visually appealing. So let's try that again. As you can see, she zigzags back and forth and comes
A
all the
lot
way
of
back.
continuous hits there. That's good.
Go ahead and move on to skill number 5. This is the Cosmic Cyclone. See, she runs around, traps her enemies.
I like it.
Do it one more time. Now, this is a paralyzing
Okay.
attack that actually ignores your opponent's damage
again.
immunity while granting Makari a little bit of immunity of her own.
Do it again.
Not only that, also
I like the
increases her.
I
depiction.
think
of
she's got
super
invincibility.
speed.
She don't have immunity.
Not only that, it also
Yeah.
increases her basic damage for her next attack by 100%. One more time. Now, of course, she does, as you can see there, she actually has a transcended potential or awakened skill. We're not going to go over that just yet. I'll tell you a reason why soon. First, I'm going to go ahead and go into the developer notes, see what they have to say.
Huh.
So, according to the developers, they actually say she is a
It does
well-rounded
look cool. I
character
like
for
it.
both
I like her
PvP
physical a lot. It's
and
pretty awesome.
PvE. The reason being for PvE, after gaining the skill 3 defensive buff, which is referring to this skill right here, she's also able to attack with skills 4 and 5, allowing you to chain the hits a little bit better. And for PvP, With the aid of her second skill, which is also, as I mentioned earlier, which is a counter attack, she has a high dodge rate. So overall, Makari is great for attack and defense. Further developer tip, they
nice.
mentioned it would be effective to begin a combo with skills 3 to get the accumulated damage, then increase your attack skill using skills 4 and 5. So we're going to go ahead and test out their recommended skill combo, which is 3 cancel, 4 cancel, and 5. Let's try it out. Nice.
Oh.
You see her racking up those hits. All right, and that does it for just the basic modern uniform of Makari. But that's just not it though. We have a lot more
Nice.
to go with that. I'll tell you why in just a moment.
That's pretty cool.
So,
they
of
look
course,
really
with
cool.
the
All those
addition of this new
incorporated
update,
together.
The several eternal characters are going to be getting, or a few of the eternal characters are currently going to be given a new uniform. That's because Makari is not only a new character, she's also a new character that will be given.
That's what I
a new
thought was
uniform
going on. Like,
very
she
soon.
didn't look exactly like the movie.
That's
Not
right.
bad.
You may recognize this.
Character
This is
and
the
uniform.
Marvel Studios Eternals.
Now she looks
uniform.
freaking
right.
awesome. Right?
Now, with this
That looks
uniform, she
sick.
has
Look at the
two,
detail in that damn
two new
thing.
skills.
That looks
And
sick.
As part of her passive that come with this new.
Damn!
As a new additional.
She
skill
looks
that
pretty
comes with
awesome.
this
I'm not gonna lie.
Uniform.
Woo.
With this new skill, she actually
like it.
She's given an additional 10 HP recovery, with the addition of when
looks
using her new
good.
skill, Hurricane Dash, which we will go over very shortly. Just go ahead.
Yeah,
and
Fury got the
skills
same thing.
action.
Came in the game as character and he got a uniform also.
All right.
Yeah, the uniform does look awesome. I really love it.
All right. So again, a lot of her skills actually have a little bit more of a different color palette, so you can see here.
Yeah,
This is
I like
skill
the
one,
red
which is
palette.
one of
I
her new
actually
skills,
really
which is
like it,
the
but
Eternal Sonic Boom.
the uniform looks cool.
Similar to her previous skill, but if you notice the difference here is that she actually dashes behind her opponents.
Nice. Okay.
Right. So move on to skill number 2. Again, skill number 2 isn't a new skill, but again, just if you notice the color is a little bit different, so a little bit of a visual change there. So we're going to go ahead and move on to skill number 3, which, as I mentioned, kind of plays into her uniform's new passive skill.
Pretty lit looking. Whoa! I wonder if you cancel that if you're gonna get all those hits.
Yeah.
Damn.
This, again, is the Hurricane Dash. As you can see, great visual effects, looks fantastic.
Immunity
This thing
and
about this skill is that
accumulation.
as far as the effects are the exact same as the previous uniform or the modern uniform, but the difference is that because of the uniform's passive ability, you actually gain additional HP recovery.
Oh.
That's good.
Move on to skill number 4.
All
This
right,
is
I
the
recognize
Sonic
that.
Sprint. You recognize
Nice.
the zigzag motion there. Again,
Yeah,
not a new skill, but
just
again,
a-
just cool to see again.
Different color palette.
That's right. Skill number 5 is the
That's
Cosmic
right.
Cyclone.
I just love the way that
It
that
looks
speed
cool.
is depicted. It's kind of like those old school zoetropes.
Mm-hmm. Oh yeah, I think
Yeah.
you're referring to.
Yeah, see it?
So I'm going to go ahead and
That's-
reset one more
that's-
time.
A really cool stylistic choice.
That's right. So I'm going to go ahead and move
Yeah, I
on
like
to
it.
her
I really like
Awakened
it for
skill.
skill.
Let's test it out.
Hmm?
So I'm actually going to go ahead and do this again because the angle wasn't really right, but you can probably see by the time that skill ended.
I see a
There you
friend.
go. That's right.
Oh, you see
Thanks,
Cersei in
Makari and her
there.
fellow Eternal Cersei join together in a stellar attack that paralyzes foes while granting Makari. Now, there's a number of stats in here, so I'm going to try to get through this as best
Wow.
I can. So this attack increases Makari and Makari's critical rate and damage by 35% while ignoring your foe's dodge rate by 70%. In addition to that, this further increases her.
Can ignore target
when she
dodge
lands
by
a critical
70%.
strike, her critical damage is further increased by 50%.
Yes.
And-
Anytime
and
I
if that
see
wasn't
Cersei,
enough,
I'm gonna be pretty happy.
Her basic attack and defense is further increased briefly by 20.
Pretty cool. She's in the
There's a lot
awakened
that goes on
skill.
with this skill. As it
Not
should,
bad.
as this is an awakened skill. And that does it.
But when
for
you watch it, it's
Fantastic
like
Makari.
you hear a lot of
You
hits,
see
but
some
you
of
don't really.
Cersei's
You
qualities.
see
in
the
there, too.
ladies,
Right.
but
And you're gonna
that's
see more
about
of that
it.
Yeah.
in just a moment too.
Good, good. I want to talk about that more.
I'm going to go ahead and move on to our next batch.
The uniform does look
As you can
good
see
though.
here, that is not the correct batch. That's from a previous update.
Whoa,
Here's the
whoa! We
correct
get to
batch.
see the
As you can see,
uniform.
These are the Eternals based off Marvel Studios. Eternals. Yeah, of course, you have Icarus and you have Cersei, but we're going to go ahead and start off with, or follow up with Cersei.
Okay, let's talk about Cersei.
This is Cersei in her new uniform. So, of course,
Gemma,
Cersei was introduced, I
Gemma.
believe, back in the 695 update.
Looks awesome.
But she is given a new uniform in this update. So, just as a refresher, Kim, can you refresh our audience and who Cersei is?
Well, we know Cersei is a member of the Eternals. What's special about Cersei, though, is her great capacity for compassion and love. She loves humankind, and she works as
And
a
we love
museum
her.
curator, but she uses her powers of transmutation to help people and protect people and give them the best chance to advance. She also is in love with Icarus and has been for about 5,000 years.
Icarus, you lucky dog.
Sweet. So,
Yeah.
so with this uniform, some additional effects that we can read off is that with this uniform, she has an additional HP recovery rate of 30%. Not only that, any damage she received is actually reduced by 30%. And in addition to that,
Nice.
for example, for her passive skill Eternal Cleansing, the effect of removing debuffs from her fellow Eternal allies have increased from 10 seconds to 12 seconds, while the cooldown has been decreased from 20 seconds to 18 seconds. Seems small, but when strategically planning these out, timing is everything.
Yeah, no,
And
it's
then
an
lastly,
improvement.
for her tier 2 Cosmic Focus, in addition to getting a 30% increase on basic attack and damage, or basic attack, any damage she receives by supervillain has decreased by 30%, and any damage dealt to supervillains is increased by 30%. So pretty good passes.
Oh, she got nice. It's nice.
Let's go ahead and take a look at these skills now. With this skill, she actually has 2
Icarus,
enhanced skills as well.
no.
This is the Magic Whip, nothing new, but of course the color is a little bit different there. A little something new to look at.
I'll be leveling up
Skill
on
number 2,
Cersei.
Delusion
You can bet
Glow.
on that.
Let's move on to over here. Let's go into these guys over
Just
here.
'cause
to use a new
waifu.
skill, which is the Cosmic Sphere.
Cosmic sphere.
Now,
Interesting.
take a look at this one more time. So again, this is a
She
visually
has 6
sounding
second
skill
immunity on a
that will
third.
actually
I think
paralyze
that's the
foes,
same as what
granting
she already
a
has
50%
now.
HP recovery and damage immunity. In addition to that, it also accumulates a percentage of damage, deal true damage. All right.
So it has the accumulation based on how much
Move on to
damage you
these guys
take.
over here to move on to our next new skill, which is pretty cool. This is the enhanced telekinesis.
So it has invincibility on the 4.
Do it again with these guys over here.
Well, charm.
Now, as you can see, she strikes enemies with a bus, and after doing that, she actually transmutes the bus into rose petals. So as you can see here, what this actually does is that after she strikes enemies with this bus, those are left
Yes.
charmed and also burned. Again, these stats are actually similar to her previous uniform skills, but the difference is, again, not only just visually, but also
It's because
the
she's
range
got
for the
invincibility in that
attack
4. I
is
mean, she
actually
won't get
increased as well.
thrown back around by
One more
Null.
time. For those of you who saw the teaser, this would
The
look
rose petals are
very
always.
familiar.
Yeah, I'll probably be
Yeah.
transcending her too. Pretty
Move on
sure,
over
pretty
here
sure.
to
That's
do
like such a hallmark of Cersei now.
This is skill 5, which is not a new skill. That was Beads of Destruction. So now we'll do her
So it looks like her
new
playstyle is
awakened
going to be the
skill,
same.
which is the Illusion Force.
Yeah, her
So
playstyle
Makari's
is going to be
skills
pretty much the
Speed
same
Force,
as it
this
was
is Illusion
before.
Force. Take a look at this one more time.
You know, you're
Right,
just going to try to
Makari and her
accumulate
fight
damage
alongside
and go into the
paralyze
5-4.
opponents while also dealing a variety of stats that are similar to Makari's, but the difference being as Makari's critical damage would be increased.
Yeah, Daredevil, yeah.
Cersei's,
Just like the
Cersei's
trailer.
a little bit different, where her basic
Rose
damage
petals
is
are
increased
nice.
by 35% for her next attack. All right.
I wonder if you can cancel that awakened skill. It'll be interesting to see if
Nice.
you
Well
can.
played. And that does it for Cersei.
All right. Thank you, Cage.
That's right. Now, of course, we can go on to the Star Eternal, the iconic Eternal himself, which is Icarus. As you mentioned before, there were some fans of Icarus that are excited. So let's go ahead and take a look at him.
They're all caps excited, Cage, and there were a few I didn't
The
read that were in all
suit
caps.
itself,
There's a difference. When
Looks
they're in
pretty
caps, they're
sick.
truly passionate.
That's how you know that they are screaming the words.
not so
just
sure
as a
about the
refresher,
face,
who
but
is
okay.
Icarus?
Icarus is the most powerful member of the Eternals. He is the tactical leader of them and has been with them for thousands of years. He is moral, kind, charismatic, loyal, and he keeps his fellow Eternals safe.
The suit looks awesome.
All traits that are perfect for the leading Eternal.
There's a lot of
So, yeah,
detail
we'll
in
go
that
ahead and
damn
read
thing.
off
Look
some
at
of the
that.
basic effects. So with his uniform, his chain
looks-
of damage
it
is
looks
increased
awesome.
by 10%, and also all basic damage received has been decreased by 25%. Again, he's a universal superhero, as you can tell.
Oh, good. They
He has
changed his
also
type.
2
It's good.
enhanced skills as well as an additional little little item there, which you can probably already tell just by looking at his listed skills. Let's go ahead and take a
Ah,
look.
tier
Skill
3.
number
Knew
one
it,
is the
knew
Warrior's
it.
Fist,
Called
not
it.
the new skill. Still always fun to see.
Mhm.
Skill number 2 is the Hero's Advance. Fun to see. So this is a new skill, or new-ish skill. This is skill number 3, which is the Cosmic Rush.
Ooh.
That's
Now, those of you
accumulation
who are
on
fans of the
a
previous
3.
or the modern uniform will see that it looks familiar.
And
because
it's
it is
for the
pretty
same
familiar, but with
duration, about
one
7
distinct
seconds.
difference. So one difference is
It's
that
got
all
immunity
of the stats,
and
the substats that it actually causes are the same. What it does is actually creates an additional projectile that is hovered above him, which allows you to, when you cancel this skill, it will allow you to chain other combos as well. Take a look at it one more time. As far as
Chain them.
Chain them. I'll chain. I'll add a little bit more detail. I skipped ahead of it.
Ah,
That is
you
into
like him
development
because
notes
the
later
actor's
on.
Scottish.
Let's go ahead and skip
Ah.
number 4, which is the Eternal Blast.
Oh boy.
For those of you who are wondering, like, this doesn't look completely new, that's because yes and no. So what's different with this skill? Again, this is a skill that has similar substats, but the difference is the attack is actually prolonged.
I was gonna say, it looks like it's a lot damn longer, which is awesome.
One more time.
Which means a lot more hits.
Yeah, if you time it out and see the number of hits are actually increased because of what he
I
does.
wonder
He
if it still
fires
has
first,
ignore
and he
iframe
fires
on it.
first, as you can see.
Look
there
at
for a
how long
second
that
time,
is. That's
allowing
way
you to do
better.
More damage.
That's way
Very
better.
nice.
So as you can see, we are already all set to do our T3 ability. That's right. If it isn't already obvious, T Icarus will be given T3 with this update. The name of this T3 is referred to as Fated Precision.
Whoa.
That's right. You can see that he does his iconic.
I like the
Beam
cinematic
that
view
one
they're
more time.
doing on the tier
We have
3.
to charge up our little bit of our T3 account, then I'll go ahead and read through the stats that go along with it.
Those eyes.
Yeah, it looks like you can cancel the fifth skill.
Okay, almost there. I guess while I'm doing that, I'll actually go
It
ahead
looks
and read
like you
through
might
the
be able to
developer
cancel the
notes.
fifth skill
They
without it
mentioned
doing
that
any
after
hits. We'll see.
The key thing that goes with this,
If we can, that'll make
this
him
uniform
way
is,
better for
again,
PvE.
As I mentioned, that's that projectile seen in skill 3. You can actually use it to cancel and be able to chain
Cyclops
attacks.
vibes from the movies.
So
Well, they
let's
both
test it
shoot
out. We're gonna
beams
go
out
ahead
of
and
their
do
eyes.
3 cancel, 5 cancel, and then 4. Really let
We'll
those hits
see.
go.
We'll see.
Right. Now we're all ready. Let's go ahead and repeat the Fated Precision for his T3. Now, this attack, as you can see, this is an epic burning attack that will leave foes silenced, buffing your next attack by 50% while dealing up to 200% of your character's energy attack.
Oh, it's got a 50% attack buff.
I'm going to try the skill combo one more time. And also, the developers mentioned that when you equip an artifact, Icarus can actually attack enemies with the ignore targeting effect, making him very beneficial in PvP.
What I say about artifacts in
Alright,
videos
good to
before.
know.
Cancel.
Not bad. I knew it. I knew it.
I messed up that combo.
I
once
knew
again.
it.
Let me go ahead and read through the developer's skill combo for that again. I believe I butchered it the first time. Yeah, once again, it is going to be. I'll wait for the debuffs to wear off on that for a second. Sweet. They're all
Get
set
them
to go.
lined up like bowling pins.
That's right. That's exactly where they're going to be. We're going to go 3 cancel, 4 cancel. I messed it up again. Oh no. So they actually have 2 different lists of sets here. You can do it with 3 cancel and then 6 or his T3, or once again you can do 3 cancel, 5 cancel, or 4, and then follow it up with 4. Yep.
We'll see, man.
does
Hopefully
it
he's
for
really
Icarus.
prop friendly. I
There you
mean,
have it.
All
You have
right.
the first few Eternals to be
I wonder if he
released.
still got the ignore iframe on the 4. You know.
Interesting the way you say that.
Hmm.
All right, let's move on. We're not done with our Eternals content, though we have finished our characters. That is because we have an epic quest.
That's right. We have a little bit of more of a unique epic quest as opposed to our
A
different.
unique
Let's go
epic
ahead.
quest. Well, that's actually good to
Look at
hear.
that.
Let's check this thing out. Let's
Story
check it
begins.
out. Fate of
Story
Mankind.
begins.
Okay. Oh, look
Oh,
at
wow.
baby girl.
I like this art.
Yeah.
I like it
So what's
too.
interesting about this, I'll go ahead and briefly go through some of the developer notes as this plays through. But what makes this specific epic quest more interesting is that there are actually separate storylines for each Eternal. For this first update, as of course the first available Eternals are going to be Makari, Cersei, and Icarus. And after you clear the prologue, which is currently being run through now, you're going to be given an option to choose one of 3. And the reason why you have to be careful with what you choose is that once you choose a character's specific story, you have to complete it before you can move on to the next story.
Ah.
I don't know if I want to reveal
That is
too much
different.
just yet, so I'm actually going to go ahead and leave it to the rest of the viewers for when this goes live. So what's going to happen first, as I mentioned, there's going to be a prologue. And after it's a prologue, as
I
you
wonder
mentioned,
if
you're gonna
this,
get to
I
these
think this
next,
might mean a lot more
Eternals.
resources we
And
have
as
to
you mentioned,
use
for
for
those of
this
you who are
epic
wondering
quest.
where the other Eternals are going to be, have no fear, they will be released in a future update. And you can see there's a variety of different, as per normal for each epic quest, you're going to be following a lot of objectives. Now, this isn't really visually appealing to see. We want you guys to actually experience it firsthand. So I'm actually going to go ahead and list for you what
More
the
materials to
what will
spend.
happen
Yeah.
if you choose said stories. For example, for those of you who want to go with Cersei's first story, when choosing Cersei, at the start of her story, you will be given a tier 2 Cersei, and by completing it, you'll be able to transcend her potential. Makari will be the character that will be available for the deluxe package, and by completing that, you'll be able to grow her to tier 2.
Okay.
For Icarus, upon starting his story, you will get a tier 2 Icarus, and upon completing the story, as per other epic quests, you will be given you'll be able to grow a tier 3 Icarus. So that's something to look forward to. Once again, in order to move on to the next story, you have to complete
One character
that
at a
story,
time,
and then you can be able to move on. So there's a lot to go through for each. This is a very unique case. So we look forward to seeing what you guys have to say for the update. And that does it for the content for V755.
Thank you all for joining us today.
Thank you.
Until next time, agents.
Until next time, agents. Bye-bye.
See ya.
See ya. All right, guys. Well, I mean, that's all she wrote, man. You know, we'll see, man. We'll see. Some cool looking skills. I like the uniforms. They look pretty dope. So, you know, we'll be getting our patch notes this evening. Probably talking about that later on. So, I hope you all enjoyed the live stream. Thank you for watching. Y'all take care and have a good one. Bye, everyone. See you later.